Yo, so what's good, y'all? We back in here with another video, and we're going to be talking about 5 players who, in my opinion, have a good chance of taking a leap in their careers next season that we, to be honest, usually wouldn't talk about. So let's get right into it, starting off with Anthony Simons of the Portland Trail Blazers, who was starting to break out this season while Damian Lillard was out up until he himself got hurt with a knee injury back in March, while the Blazers were technically still in the play-in discussion. During the time he played, he basically had entered himself into the most improved player discussion, averaging 27 points per game over the last 27 games he played from January 3rd, when he scored his career-high 43 points versus the Hawks, up until he had got hurt. During this stretch, he showed elite guard skills, taking over for Dame's spot. Super efficient, which obviously is always a big plus for me. Shot 45%, 42% from 3, 86% from the line. Was basically flirting with being a 50-40-90 guy during that stretch. And to me, it didn't look like a fluke. It always, it looked like he had these capabilities when he was coming off the bench throughout his career. And he developed over time. And I think the time is now for him to, be unleashed as a starter caliber player. And I can see him next season starting next to Dame at the 2 if they don't go after like a Zach LaVine. I think he can fit right into that 2 guard spot. Kind of like what CJ was when he was in the backcourt with Dame, but just a younger version in my opinion. But I'm really excited to see what Simons can do next season for the Blazers, whether they are a trash team or a good team. I'm just interested to see what he can do. Now, another player I think is going to take a significant leap to maybe an all-star next season is my guy R.J. Barrett for New York Knicks. Basically took over as the best player on the team from New Year's Eve all the way till the season's end. RJ showed major improvement throughout this stretch as a scorer, playmaker, and was just a better overall offensive player. RJ averaged 23.6 points per game, 6 boards, and almost 4 assists a night during this long stretch of the season. And he never really got the respect from other fan bases, but we Knicks fans, we recognize that he's stepping up his game. He's stepping up his game. He got the respect of other NBA stars. They see what he can be. And that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. And if the Knicks can build a team centered around his strengths, I can see his efficiency problems getting better. Still has to work on his game. He needs a mid-range game bad. 3-point percentage, I need it to go up a little bit more. But I like where his game is trending right now. And if these things get tweaked and he continues to be aggressive, I can see him having a potential all-star type of season, especially in Eastern Conference. I mean, maybe he'll be snubbed just because of the fact that I don't expect the Knicks to be a great team next season or even like a really good team, just maybe average. So I don't see him again like the all-star nod, but who knows? Anything can happen. So RJ Barrett is on the list of my 5 guys that might have a big leap next year. Now, to keep it rolling in the Eastern Conference, I gotta go with Tyrese Haliburton of the Indiana Pacers, who, after being traded from Sacramento during the trade deadline, showed why it looked to be a mistake and why Sacramento might really regret that decision in the next 5 years. He averaged almost 18 and 10 in Indiana and continued to be one of the most efficient guards in the league and one of the league's best floor generals during this time. And he gives the Pacers something to look forward to. He really does. Great character off the court, great player on the court. He looks like he's going to be the face of the Indiana Pacers for years and years to come. And he's already one of the best young players in the game. We need to start talking about Haliburton more as one of the top elite guards in the game, because that day is coming real soon. And if you're a Pacers fan, you got to be real excited for that. Now, the next player that I think could take a leap is someone I don't think people really would think of, and I would say Davion Mitchell of the Sacramento Kings can take a little leap. I'm not going to say he's going to be an all-star, but looks like he can have a really good year next year. The things he showed me towards the end of the season gives me some hope, especially if you're a Kings fan. It gives you a little bit of hope. Obviously, he's known for his elite defensive abilities, but he really started to show potential on the offensive side of the ball as well, especially in the second half of the season. And really, when De'Aaron Fox was listed out for the rest of the year, he averaged 18 points per game basically during that final month of the year and 8 assists, while also shooting the ball well and obviously continuing to have a huge impact on the defensive end as well. I wonder what Sacramento's going to do with that 4th pick. I heard they might look to trade it. And if they do look to trade it, I would think about sliding him into that 2 guard spot next to Fox. but if they don't, I mean, he's still going to come off the bench. I just think they need to bump his minutes a little bit more. He'll develop, and I think he'll have a pretty good season next year for the Kings. Now, finally, for my last player on the list, I thought about the potential of what this could look like. I thought about this long and well, and I was like, you know what? If the offseason goes well, I got to go with Obi Toppin, especially if he's the starting power forward next season for the Knicks. We kind of touched base on this, on what he looked like as a starter this past season in my last video. He averaged 20 and 8 on really efficient shooting when he started. He obviously throughout the whole year provided high energy and showed why he is deserving of the Knicks development next season as the future power forward. And he deserves the spot. He deserves the spot. The time is now if you're going to give it to him. He looks like he can give you a lot of production in a lot of different ways. He had a couple, he had a 40-point game. He had a 30-point game. He had a lot of good games, especially down that final stretch of the season. And if they give him the right time, that starter minutes, look out. Obi Toppin will have a pretty good season next year if they give him the right opportunity. But anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.